All right, now we will, of course, be going back to the first story, which, of course, we opened the bulletin with, talking about the recent move by the ECOWAS, where, of course, there was a delegation sent to Sierra Leone concerning the alleged coup attempt that happened. And, of course, we have joining us back Jude Fernomi, Adejuwa convener, raising new voices to discuss this. Thank you so much for your time, Jude.
Thank you so much, Darko, for your invitation.
All right.
Apologies for the internet in the beginning, but I think we have it sorted now.
All right. It's great to have you. Now, what historical or regional factors might have contributed to the alleged coup attempt in Sierra Leone, especially in the context of the recent history of coups in neighboring West African countries like Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Guinea since 2020?
Yeah, I think that it's very worrisome now that we are in an age where different countries, especially within West and Central Africa, are now resorting to military coups, and because also it's like an attrition, right? If it happens somewhere, it emboldens the leaders, the military leaders in some other countries to resort to those means. ECOWAS has been up and down. I mean, you see what happened in Niger in a couple of months ago, and now this failed coup attempt, as mentioned by the Ministry of Information for the country. Then is something that is worrisome. I think it's a factor. A number of the people who have also continued to discuss this issue also basically I just don't think it's a factor. But I think that if you check the space of military coups in Africa just after independence, you see that the leadership takeover from country to country to country was like a wildfire, like a fire during the dry season. It catches one tree, then it catches the other tree, and it catches the other tree. And I think that that's also what's happening right now in West Africa, unfortunately. And so I would consider it as an important factor in emboldening the military in Sierra Leone to carry out that attack, which was unfortunate. I think about 21 people lost their lives, as we are already finding out. And yeah, that would be my response to that.
All right. Now, how effective or viable is the proposed security mission by the West African delegation in stabilizing Sierra Leone, particularly considering the nature of recent violence and the escape of prisoners, and also the potential challenges posed by internal security forces?
Yeah, this then brings us to the other factors, right? Which are local factors. You see that recently ECOWAS was in Sierra Leone to mediate between the ruling party and the opposition party, which also happens to be called APC, I think the All People's Congress, because the opposition party in the country boycotted all the government activity from the national to the state level and the local level, largely because of the results from the June elections this year in Sierra Leone. I can still say this year, since 2023. And you see that ECOWAS was there to basically just to mediate between the president, President Madabio, and the leader of the opposition and the members of the opposition, APC. And they were successful. So on a personal note, I think that's something that is important to note, because that mediation was also in partnership with the Commonwealth and also in partnership with the African Union. So there is already a precedence for having ECOWAS intervene or other external international bodies and regional bodies intervene within the local politics of the country.
All right.
So to a very reasonable extent, I think that they might be successful in this security mission. Also to note that the Minister of Information in the country mentioned it is not a military security mission. And I think that precedent sets it forward. There are a number of other local factors, and I think maybe we would also still get to that. But I think it's important to contextualize what these local factors are,
Okay.
especially within the context for the country and ECOWAS recent efforts.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Jude Ferami Adejuwa, convener, Raising New Voices. Once again, thank you for your time.